being a Columbus police officer. I took over the passing station with bounce passes, chest passes. So that's how we get our games together, is that we practice and we get better and we get better.
Our players, to have them here in a position of leadership, giving back to the community. Chris is heading to Virginia State University on a full scholarship. He was able to say that to the kids. To have the kids be able to see Philip, which is a phenomenal basketball player, but also a phenomenal student in the classroom and will be heading to college after this year. To have him come back and give back some words and them be able to see their Linden community leaders.
I think it's a great opportunity to be here for them and like to be here as their mentor, because I have 15 siblings, younger siblings at home with me, and I just treat them like my own little siblings, and it's fun working with them, knowing that I can give what I learned back to them, so when they grow up, they wouldn't have to have the same struggles.
That little orange ball can take you places and open up doors. 2021, 2022 school year, that was over $300,000 in scholarship between 7 seniors. Some for basketball and some not for basketball.
I started playing ball at like 5 years old. I went to St. Charles, played ball there, got some opportunities for the next level to do college. Ended up taking an academic at The Ohio State University. Put in the work, do the things you need to do. Practice your rebounding, practice your shooting. And then when you think you're done and tired, do some more. Make sure you're taking care of your academics, because a lot of times, as it was for me, the academics is what will take you to those next levels and get you where you need to go.
My name is Lolita Vaughn, and I am a special ed instructional assistant for Columbus City Schools. I have been employed with the district for 11 plus years now. chose to work for Columbus City School because I like helping children and families. Coming from a background of being a home child care provider for 12 years, it just fit.
They see themselves when they look at me. Most of our students, are African American, and there's not a lot of males in education. Me being in that role, pre-K teacher, being one of the first teachers that they see, I know I affect change. They see it, they see a positive role model, they see a positive male, positive figure in their life.
This past graduation class was my first class of 6th graders. So they graduated last year, and one of the area high schools has a really cool tradition where they ask their former teachers to come back and give their diploma, and I was the only middle school teacher there for this particular student, and so I got to hand her a diploma, and that was probably the most memorable experience.
The district has actually provided me a lot of tools and resources. I have the latest technology currently in my classroom with the Clever Touch board. I also have the ability to get my master's degree through Columbus City Schools and take additional classes for my coursework for absolutely free and incorporate it into my teacher schedule.
I chose to work in the district because I grew up in the inner city school, and I met a school nurse that was a nurse of color, and I wanted to be in a school district that had more students that were minority so they could see that they could succeed in whatever field they chose to be in.
They have continuous trainings and workshops that we can do at our pace online through Public School Works. They also have a no-cost out-of-pocket college tuition that we can go to school to obtain our degree.
Everybody is cheering for everybody. Everybody is rooting for everybody. Everybody has one goal, and that's to educate our students. Everything focuses around our students, and that's the biggest thing. That's why I'm in Columbus. That's why I wouldn't leave Columbus. There's a lot of room for growth. You're going to continue to learn. You're going to meet so many people. You're going to connect with people. If you desire to be an administrator, you can go that route. If you desire to be in a TOSA position, a teacher on special assignment, you can go that route. You're going to grow.
You get a lot of different diverse pockets in Columbus, and I think it says a lot with the district as well. Whatever community you find yourself teaching in, you are impacting a certain community. I find myself in the east side impacting a certain, and I know friends in the north and the west side that are doing different work with different populations of students that it's really rewarding.
If you love working with students and family from all walks of life, then come join our team. The opportunity to be a part of a great team is here. I cannot say enough about friendships that I have made with so many amazing people. My family has grown and I love it. I can't wait to meet you, and welcome to our team.
Hello to our entire Columbus City Schools community. My name is Anthony Miller, and I am a student at South High School. Before we begin tonight's Board of Education business meeting, I invite you to check out these highlights and updates from across the district.
welcome to this week's Highlights from Across the District. Celebrating a 100-year milestone, Clinton Elementary School's 100-year celebration event was held on Saturday, February 10th. The gathering was a heartwarming confirmation of the school's rich history, with attendees expressing overwhelming pride and excitement. From commemorating past achievements to embracing future possibilities, the event exemplified the community spirit, dedication, and excellence that defines Clinton Elementary. Thank you to all of you who contributed to making this milestone celebration unforgettable. On Saturday, February 9th, CCS kicked off our Summer Opportunities and Engagement Fair hosted at the Columbus Metropolitan Library main branch and achieved remarkable success thanks to the incredible support from our partners, families, and community members. This collaborative effort assisted CCS families in discovering enriching summer activities for their children. Attendees explored information on summer camps, job opportunities, service hours, internships, and more. A huge shout out goes to our Family Engagement Department and the dedicated volunteers whose efforts ensured this overwhelming success of this event. Counting success, the Columbus Metropolitan Library main branch hosted the CCS Elementary Math Showcase on Tuesday, February 13th, with the middle school showcase taking place on February 15th. Students showcased their mathematical pizzazz throughout both events in an epic display of talent and skill. Thank you to all the participants, teachers, and coaches who made this event a math-tastic success. Empowering decision-making, ATF Special Agent Antonio Johnson, a Northland High School alum, recently introduced his impactful program, GREAT, Gang Resistance Education and Training, to East Linden's 5th grade students. Special Agent Johnson simplified complex concepts through engaging discussions, empowering students to make informed decisions and navigate challenges confidently. By sharing personal anecdotes and facilitating interactive lessons, Special Agent Johnson's visit provided essential life skills and encouraged a sense of community and empowerment among students. Bridging connections, Columbus City Schools Superintendent Student Ambassadors joined forces with the Franklin County Office on Aging to empower senior citizens with essential technology skills. Held at Columbus Downtown High School, seniors received personalized assistance from enthusiastic students delving into everything from FaceTime to Bluetooth. Our collaboration with the Franklin County Office on Aging sparked meaningful connections and mutual learning, equipping seniors with the tools to navigate the digital world confidently. This initiative showcases the impact of community partnerships and highlights the importance of bridging generational divides to promote inclusivity and technological literacy. CCS kindergartners celebrate the 100th day of school. The district CCS kindergartners commemorated a special milestone, the 100th day of kindergarten. At Georgian Heights Elementary School, festivities centered around 100, with students engaging in creative activities such as painting gumball machines adorned with 100 gumballs and dressing up as 100-year-olds. The celebration's highlight came as kindergarten students from each classroom joined together for an exhilarating moment, popping 100 balloons to mark the occasion. It's official. Summer Experience is back and better than ever before. Registration is now open in the parent portal, and the summer fun and academic enrichment kicks off on June 17th. This won't be your typical summer school setting. Our teachers and community partners are creating outside-of-the-box learning experiences for students focused on STEM, the arts, business environmental studies, and so much more. Our summer experience program is a chance for your child to make new friends, create lasting memories, and continue to grow socially and academically. We are so excited to be able to create these unique experiences for our families. To get started on your plans for the summer, visit ccssummer.org. Save the date. Join us for the Sankofa celebration at Columbus Afrocentric Early College, pre-K through 12. This event pays tribute to the remarkable contributions of African American leaders from the Columbus area. Come celebrate with CAEC on February 22nd as we honor our heritage and embrace the journey towards a more empowered tomorrow. These have been your highlights from around the district for February 20th. Thank you so much for joining us.
Good evening. Welcome to the February 20th, 2024 regular business meeting of the Columbus City Schools Board of Education. Please call the roll.
Ms. Adair?
Present.
Mr. Cole?
I am here.
Ms. Ingalls?
Present.
Vice President Dr. Pierce?
Present.
Ms. Reyes?
Here.
Mr. Simmons?
Present.
President Vera?
Here.
You have a quorum.
Thank you. This evening, we will be led in the Pledge of Allegiance by Lyndon McKinley basketball team and Jeremiah Gastonia. Please stand for the Pledge of Allegiance.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you. All right, colleagues, this evening we will hear a report from our superintendent's office. In addition to, we have 10 individuals here for public comment. We also have a resolution under board matters. We will also be voting on consent agenda items 9.1 to 24.4, and a second consent agenda of items 26.1 to 26.265. We will have an executive session. And yes, is there a motion to adopt the agenda?
Motion to adopt the agenda?
Second.
Please call the roll.
Ms. Adair?
Yes.
Mr. Cole?
Yes.
Ms. Ingalls?
Yes.
Vice President Dr. Pierce?
Yes.
Ms. Reyes? Yes. Mr. Simmons?
Yes.
President Vera?
Yes.
Motion carries.
Thank you. Well, good evening, Ms. Moser. How are you today?
Doing very well, thank you.
Thank you. Thank you for being here. We know our superintendent couldn't be here today, but certainly we're thankful to have you here. And so at this time, I'll turn it over to you.
Well, thank you so much. Good evening, President Vera, Vice President Dr. Pierce, board members, and community members. I'm happy to be here at Lyndon McKinley STEM Academy for tonight's board meeting. We are eager to share a presentation with you this evening, highlighting important updates in our district. First, however, there are a few updates I would like to provide on behalf of Dr. Chapman. The Teacher Apprenticeship Program is a strategic initiative by the district and the state of Ohio aimed at addressing the critical shortage of diverse educators, particularly the underrepresentation of African American males in the teaching profession. Rest assured, we are actively addressing this issue and taking comprehensive steps to attract more candidates, especially from underrepresented groups, into our teaching workforce. Acknowledging the urgency of this issue, the district has taken comprehensive measures, including working with the Columbus Education Association and leveraging state initiatives like the Ohio Teacher Apprenticeship Program announced by Governor Mike DeWine. This collaborative effort involves the Ohio Department of Higher Education, the Ohio Department of Education, and the Ohio Department of Job and Family Services, focusing on expanding the teacher pipeline through innovative approaches such as offering flexibility, support, and financial incentives to candidates from various backgrounds, including those already working in schools. As part of our commitment to fostering a diverse and qualified teaching workforce, the district actively encourages our students to consider educational careers through programs such as the Teacher Apprenticeship Program. The program emphasizes community investment, cultural responsiveness, and retention by encouraging local students to pursue educational careers. It fosters a diverse and qualified teaching workforce that reflects the community's rich diversity and meets its unique needs. The Ohio Department of Higher Education has established a website where interested candidates may receive more information. I would also like to take a moment to address the Columbus City Schools City Championship and our students from Lyndon McKinley STEM Academy. On behalf of Dr. Chapman, our thoughts are with the student athletes of Lyndon McKinley STEM Academy following their disappointment in being unable to compete in the City League Championship due to a scheduling error. During her February 14th visit with the basketball team, alongside President Vera, Dr. Chapman was reminded of the importance of our ongoing support and engagement with these young athletes, especially in the face of challenges. She left that meeting feeling deeply inspired by the discussions and a strong connection. Celebrating the team's excellent season record of 16-6 alongside recognizing the personal triumphs of our players was a highlight of this interaction. Dr. Chapman is immensely proud of Philip Towns for hitting the 1,000-point milestone in his basketball career, and Kevin Darhart III for ranking second in his graduating class. These are not just numbers. They represent the hard work, dedication, and spirit of excellence that our students embody. These moments and achievements reinforce the value of our district commitment to them, not just as athletes, but as scholars and individuals destined for greatness. We celebrate the team's impressive GPA of 3.2 and active community service participation, their support for the Special Olympics basketball, participation in the McKinley Mentors Program, guiding students at Hamilton Elementary represent the commendable contributions we greatly value. As a district, we are committed to addressing the scheduling error to guarantee fair competition moving forward and to ensure this mistake does not occur again. We stand by and are immensely proud of the resilience and dedication shown by all of our student athletes. To the Panthers basketball team specifically, your spirit and hard work have not gone unnoticed. Dr. Chapman wants you to know that your journey this season has inspired many, including our superintendent. As you continue to strive for excellence both on and off the court, remember that your potential is limitless. We are all cheering for you, eagerly awaiting the great things you will achieve next. Your perseverance in the face of challenges is a testament to your character and strength. Tonight, we'll highlight key points from Region 6. You'll hear insights from Area Superintendent Dr. Luther Johnson, who will introduce Lyndon McKinley STEM Academy Principal Dr. Michael McCrory, and some of our impressive superintendent student ambassadors, showcasing their inspiring leadership and positive impact on the school community. So now for our presentation. Area Superintendent Dr. Luther Johnson will provide an overview of Region 6, share regional data and highlights, and talk about regional achievement in relation to our board goals. Next, Principal Dr. Michael McCrory will discuss the cultural shifts at Lyndon McKinley STEM Academy, offering a glimpse into the vibrant and supportive environment that defines this school community. We will also hear from our superintendent student ambassadors, Jeremiah Gaston and Maribel Vasquez, who will join 8th grade student Braylon Jones. They will share their experiences and briefly discuss their involvement in the Superintendent Student Ambassador Program. Dr. Johnston.
Good evening, President Vera, Vice President Dr. Pierce, members of the board, Deputy Superintendent Catherine Moser, Interim Treasurer Vanover, and Internal Auditor O'Connor. Thank you so much for giving me this opportunity to present to you this evening. My name is, as stated earlier, is Dr. Luther Johnson, and I have the privilege of serving as a proud area superintendent of Region 6. Before we dive in, I'd like to take a moment to acknowledge my incredible team. Region 6 represents 19 different schools, led by some of the best school leaders and staffs in the entire country. I would like for them to stand and be recognized. These schools, thank you. These schools have so much to be proud of, and their results speak for themselves. Region 6 is unique in that it contains the most lottery and specialty schools in the district. We are proud to house the Arts Impact Program, represented at Duxbury, Ames, and Fort Hays. The Career Technical Education Program, housed at Downtown High School and Fort Hays Career Center. The Gifted Program, housed at Columbus Gifted Academy. Columbus's only international baccalaureate program at Columbus Alternative High School. The Columbus Afrocentric K-12 program. And most recently, Region 6 added the Juvenile Intervention Center, the JIC, into its portfolio for our justice-involved youth. We serve approximately nearly 7,500 students and have 7 out of 23 high school programs in Columbus City Schools. Evident by the slide, we serve a diverse population of students. Now I would like to also talk to you about our vision. In Region 6, we have established 4 priorities. Number 1, our positive relationships, ensuring that every child and staff member feels valued. We all know the importance of attendance for our student success. We believe that school climate acts as the foundation of student experience, and we have specifically focused on improving school climate, knowing it will produce the conditions that will foster improvements in our attendance over time. We have a lot of work to do in this area, but you will hear directly from our students about how this is changing their experience at Lyndon McKinley High School. Our second priority is early literacy, with the goal being that all students are reading by the end of their 3rd grade year. Our third priority is graduation. We want to see all of our students graduate within 4 years. And finally, post-secondary success. We constantly ask ourselves the question, not only how many students are we graduating, but what are we graduating them to? I am proud to report that while we still have a long way to go, we have made remarkable progress towards our priorities. For example, since the 2021 school year, we have seen a steady increase in our average daily attendance. Our winter iReady assessment data has shown a steady increase in the percentage of students in grades K-3 reading at or above grade level since the 21-22 school year. And we also project to hit 3 years of successive growth in the percentage of students proficient or higher in grades 3 to 8 on the Ohio State test in both reading and mathematics. 5 out of our 6 schools in our high schools in our region have 4-year graduation rates at or above 90%. Again, we recognize that there is still room for improvement, but I am very proud of the steadfast leadership of my team and their awesome staffs. We will continue our commitment to investing in the science of reading, ensuring that our teachers have the resources and support they need to teach children how to read. We will continue to improve the quality of our matriculation team meetings and do everything we can do to make sure that these teams have the support they need so they can support the students towards graduation. And finally, we will continue to increase the number of high-quality and advanced placement course offerings that we offer across all of our schools to increase a student's likelihood of post-secondary success. Thank you so much for your time this evening. At this time, it is with great pleasure that I would like to introduce to you Dr. Michael McQuarrie, who is the proud principal here at Lyndon McKinley High School.
Good evening, President Vera, Vice President Dr. Pierce, members of the board, Superintendent Chapman, Interim Treasurer Vanover, and Interim Internal Auditor O'Connor. My name is Dr. Michael McQuarrie, and I am the proud principal of Lyndon McKinley. I first served in Lyndon Community as an assistant principal in the 2020-2021 school year, and I was chosen to serve as the principal in the 22-23 school year. I am so excited to talk to you tonight about the amazing things happening at Lyndon McKinley. Before we dive into today's presentation, I want to start with gratitude. I am extremely grateful for this opportunity to lead this incredible school community. Thank you, Drs. Chapman, Grubb, Johnson, and the Region 6 team for all the support you have provided our community. I want to acknowledge the work of my leadership team. Without them, we would not be where we are today. I would like to recognize Crystal Bragg, Ron Whitman, Katrinka Dean, and Rodney Barrett. I would also like to acknowledge our building leadership team for their insight and assistance in making Lyndon McKinley a better place for our students. Tristan Bernhard, London Fowler, Carla Heggie, Nora Goss, Tiffany Malone, Dr. Stacy Mitchell-King, Darla Jackson, Erica Perkins, Abigail Schaefer, Kayla Wynn, and Elizabeth Ziegler. In addition to our building leadership team, I want to recognize the amazing 67 teachers and staff members who make Lyndon McKinley more than a school, but a home away from home for our students. Finally, I want to give gratitude to our incredible students. They are amazing, dedicated, and my reason for being in the work. I love you all. I would like to take a moment to give you an introduction to Lyndon McKinley. As you can see, we are a very diverse population as we draw from all over the district and out of district because of our programs. Lyndon McKinley serves approximately 700 students from grades 7 through 12. We are home to an incredible menu of programs and opportunities for our students. We have 3 advanced placement programs, 2 College Credit Plus programs, and the English Honors Pathway. We also offer a unique social and emotional learning class for our students known as Be the One, where students learn how to advocate for themselves and navigate life post-Lyndon McKinley. In addition, we have an incredibly robust student life program, including 13 different athletic teams at both the middle and high school levels, an award-winning marching band program, the Unstoppable Mighty Marching Panthers, and the Young Band of Excellence after-school program that helps our young men develop character skills in addition to other after-school programs, such as Panther Prep, a tutoring program run by City Year. At Lyndon McKinley, we have 2 main priorities. One, our first priority is climate and culture. We want to build an environment where students feel seen, heard, and accepted. We recognize that our students come to us from all walks of life, and we strive to know each student as an individual and build an atmosphere of love and belonging. Second, we have a laser-like focus on graduation. We have a long way to go with where we want to be and are combating a historic matriculation challenge. However, we are installing systems and supports to strengthen our pathways towards graduation, including installing teams of staff members who review progress to graduation for each cohort and develop plans for individual students. I am very proud to report that we are making significant progress on our priorities. While we still have a long way to go, we are constantly learning, growing, and iterating. Anecdotally, if you talk to our students and families, you will hear about the change in atmosphere at Lyndon McKinley. Even as recently as a few days ago, I received a letter from a parent telling me that they are so proud how their child is feeling seen, heard, and loved like never before at Lyndon McKinley. In addition, we are building belonging and identity with our students through our rich student life opportunities. I am so proud of the accomplishments of our sports teams. I will be remiss to not recognize our boys basketball team's outstanding season as co-divisional champs. The Ray students are bonding with each other, and the way we are coming together as a community has been inspiring. At this time, I would like to introduce you to three amazing Linden McKinley Panthers. First up is Braylon Jones, followed by Jeremiah Gaston, and finally, Maribel Vasquez.
Good evening. Thank you. Good evening. Thank you. My name is Braylon Jones, and I'm an 8th grader here at Linden McKinley. I'm going to tell you the 4 ways that I've changed since joining Beta One, which is a social emotional learning program that helps uplift students to be the best version of themselves while also serving their community. The first way I changed is socially. Before joining Beta One, I didn't talk to as many people, I didn't raise my hand as much, and I didn't volunteer to do many activities or participate. However, since joining this program, I've talked to more people, I've made more friends, I raised my hand more, and I volunteer in more activities. The second way is academically. Before joining Beta One, I struggled with failing grades and poor attendance, and a feeling that my working capability was not at its best all the time. Yet, thanks to our caring staff who set such high expectations and encourage lifelong discipline, I am now on honor roll, and I feel I am able to work to the best of my ability daily. The third way is health-wise. The partnerships with OSU and Nationwide, learning about salt, sugar, water, the dangers of vaping and asthma made me feel more comfortable sharing my own medical needs, how I deal with them, and how it affects my everyday life. The last way is community service. Before I joined this program, I didn't know what community service was. However, now I've created blankets for children's services. I've helped label bars of soap to help human trafficking prevention for the Super Bowl. And I've packaged Narcan and fentanyl test strips with Birdie Light to help stop fentanyl overdose, and it made me feel better about myself. These topics improve the community outside the building and how my classmates and I have become leaders inside the building. When we show leadership in our classes, we grow leadership in our peers, and I'm a proud Beta One Panther. Thank you.
All right, great job.
I would now like to introduce Jeremiah Gaston.
Good evening. I'm Jeremiah Gaston, and I'm an 11th grade student athlete here at Linden McKinley High School. Before I attended Linden, I heard negative things about Linden, but now that I am a student at Linden McKinley, my overall perspective has changed. I transferred from a school where I struggled to focus on my academics and be the best athlete that I could possibly be. I felt the environment surrounding me wasn't a healthy one. Eventually, we moved into the district my sophomore year, and I was told I had to attend Linden McKinley. Many people believed the negativity surrounding Linden. However, there is so much more to who we are. This is what I realized when I became a Panther. I realized that while there may be some bumps in the road and some other typical issues with teenagers, this is true everywhere. Many students have out-of-school issues, which sometimes affect how they perform in school. Many students cannot work to the best of their ability. but Linden provides guidance and great programs to assist students in overcoming many of their personal obstacles and reaching greatness. Programs like Be the One that I'm a part of is impactful. Be the One is a class about giving back to the community. For example, we made blankets and provided kindness cards for young people going through Franklin County Children's Services intake. In addition, we also learned skills such as shaking hands and speaking in front of important figures such as yourselves. We were certified in Stop the Bleed, which helps us help others when a severely injured person is awaiting paramedics. This may save a life. These are just a few reasons why I personally love the class. They provide positivity with no judgment, and it is our safe place, and we like to call it family. Many other fantastic community partners focused on the Linden community, such as We Are Linden, Remember Us Urban Legends, Nationwide Children's Hospital, Community for New Directions, and Fellowship for Christian Athletes. Honestly, I wish programs around Columbus such as these were more common. If there were more programs like the ones Linden provide, we will most likely see a huge decrease in youth violence all around Columbus, since the community is key to society. Another thing that has kept me on track academically and drawn me to believe more in the Linden atmosphere is sports. I'm a three-sport athlete. I play football, wrestling, and baseball. So playing sports keep me busy in the community. And then in the summer, I wrap it up by working to keep myself connected to my community. I have no regrets at all about attending Linden McKinley because they are helping me be the best me I can be. Go Panthers. Thank you. And now I'd like to introduce our Senior Council Ambassador, Maribel Vanquez.
Hello, my name is Maribel Vasquez, and I'm the ambassador of the Senior Council at Linden McKinley. As an elementary student, seeing my older brother graduating from this beautiful school, I knew I wanted to attend and walk the same stage he walked across. When I entered the school, I was disappointed to see it wasn't as amazing as I once pictured. This beautiful building not taken care of. However, we have come a long way since I first came here in the 7th grade. This makes me a proud Linden legacy. I have seen it turn from what I was once disappointed in into a school constantly giving me and many others opportunities for growth. A few of the opportunities I am so grateful to have are the Columbus Promise and being a part of the Student Council. I am proud to say I attend Linden McKinley. What also makes me proud is how we defy stereotypes. Linden McKinley students are remarkably caring, creating an environment where we can truly be ourselves at school. I am proud of the friends we've made at the school and the progress I have made in my academics. When I walk the stage at the end of May, I will do so knowing that I leave my proud legacy to the future generation of Panthers.
Good job.
Well, thank you for your time this evening. It is my privilege to serve Columbus City Schools, the board, and most of all, the Linden community. Thank you.
That concludes my presentation.
Thank you. That was a great, we can close the meeting right now after that. All right, well, thank you. Thank you, students. Thank you, staff. Thank you to the amazing team of Region 6. I speak for all of us, I'm sure we're very, very proud of you students, and thank you for just sharing such amazing things about your building. At this time, we will move into public comment. I also want to take an opportunity to thank and acknowledge community members who joined us today before every single board meeting between the time of 5:15 p.m. until 5:45. We do have all open office hours, and we're looking at ways to further expand that. But thank you to those individuals who were there and have been a part of that process. At this time, we will move into public comment, and we first will start with Jim Bucci. Topic is agriculture education at Lyndon McKinley STEM and Fort Hays High School. Mr. Bucci, your board action request is keep agriculture education at both high schools and expand it into other CCS high schools.
Madam President Vera and Vice President Dr. Pierce and members of the board. The name is actually pronounced Beaky, but you couldn't get that out of B-U-C-H-Y. I'm a former 12-term member of the Ohio House of Representatives. I'm from Greenville. My House district was the 4 rural counties, and those rural counties are accountable for 15% of food production in Ohio. There are 20 school districts in that House district. 13 of the 20 are in the top 71 academically of the 608 public schools in Ohio. The ringing theme in all 20 schools is 4-H and FFA. Their agriculture is the basis. It's from farm to plate, and the values that go with agriculture education that has produced the tremendous success of the hardworking, productive people. In 2011, I was in a meeting in Cleveland, and I learned that FFA and 4-H was not being promoted in the cities. So I went to work in the legislature and with the governor, and in 2015, we started a pilot program with Gamble High School in Cincinnati and Cleveland East Tech, of course in Cleveland, for FFA, and we had a 4-H curriculum. Most people do not know that a cooperative extension has curriculum in the classroom. And we started that at George Washington Carver School in Cleveland and Rothenberg Academy in Cincinnati. 8 years later, and you have folders that I've given you that will show you that now we have added 3 more high schools since then in Cincinnati, and the 4 high schools in Cincinnati now have graduation rate growth double that of the other schools that do not have FFA. It works. The same thing is happening here. You have Lyndon McKinley and Fort Hays, who started in 2018 with FFA. Their graduation rate growth is higher than the schools that do not have FFA. Agriculture education is so popular because the kids see the results of their handiwork. They get excited, they learn, and then that ripples out into their other subjects so that they become more proficient and prepared when they graduate to become productive members of society. I will tell you that since that time in Cincinnati, we've also added other activities agriculture related. For example, Taft High School now has 4-H clubs for sports teams, so that when they're doing their season, they're not doing 4-H, but when they're not in their season, they're having 4-H club in the school, after school. There's all kinds of community activities outside of the school 365 days a year, so that the kids are really getting excited about learning about food, learning how to make it, learning how to produce it, learning how to become productive. 1 out of 7 jobs in this state is agriculture related. In the cities, people do not have the understanding about food, and that's what the benefit of agriculture education is. Not only learning, but doing, becoming productive. Ag education presents a whole new avenue, as I've said, for inner city, for city students to become very productive. It's unbelievable.
Mr. Becky, your 3 minutes is up, but I appreciate the information you've shared.
Can I
Is
make
your
one last
contact
comment?
information also in the folders?
It's all in there. The one
Okay.
last thing I want to say is, thank you very much for having it. My hope is that you'll see the value to increase ag education in Ohio.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Thank you. Next, we have Hill Senior James. Topic is recruit more minority teachers. Board action, hire more Black teachers. Good evening, sir.
My name is James Hill Sr. I'm a former teacher. I taught 36 years at Columbus Public Schools. I taught social studies. And one of the things I noticed is that there were not enough Black teachers in the school system. And they serve as mentors. I remember when I was in junior high school, I had a mentor. And she encouraged me to become who I was, a teacher. Another thing is I taught social studies, and one of the important things is knowing who you are. And, you know, when we teach history, the contributions of Blacks have been left out of the history books. So I think we need to have a required Black Studies course, you know, for everyone, because it's so important to know who you are and what you have accomplished. And one of my sayings is to know the present is to know the past. To know the past is to know the present. And it's just so important. And I just hope that the board will consider having Black Studies as a required course. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. All right. Now we'll have Miss Ella Coleman. Topic, Black History Curriculum. Board action, implement Black History Curriculum into Columbus City Schools. Ms. Coleman, good evening.
Good evening. Thank you to the President there, the school board, and Vice President Pierce, and all of the school board members and other administrators who are here. I just want to thank you for being here, and I feel a sense of urgency, and that's why I'm standing before you tonight. Black history, I think the purpose of it even being in the Columbus City Schools is basically to improve and correct and balance historical and cultural knowledge that's provided to our students to make them well-rounded. We see now how people don't understand one another, and I think Black history has been slighted and omitted, and it's time now, especially in a school district like ours, where we have the greatest percentage of the students being Black, not only to have the Black teachers, which I'm for and fighting for, but also to have Black history in the curricula. And so here's a couple of things that I want you to just take a note of. I did, first of all, I've done a presentation before the school board during COVID. I've done 2 presentations before. We weren't even able to be face-to-face, so I'm thankful that that's behind us and we're able to look at each other in the eye and really move forward with what matters for our students. Okay, first of all, Black history can be presented in so many different ways. Let's not make a big issue out of it. Let's just put the pieces together in basic reading, writing, drawing, coloring, assignments. We need to create an online Black Studies course, Black History course for CCS for all students, K through 12, provide African American literature for all the students, and count it as required, as a required English course. Some of this really does have to be required because I believe that when we mix in this into the curriculum, it's going to make a more well-rounded student going out into society. Have Black history videos, apps, podcasts, innovative learning activities, drama. Kids love this stuff. Black history games with incentives. We can make this very, very interactive. And I believe that if we move forward, we can expand the comprehension of what Black history is all about. It's not just, you know, civil rights. It's not just a few people. February, the month of February, where we talk about Dr. Martin Luther King or Rosa Parks or Frederick Douglass and many of the others that we know about. This is about helping our kids know their history. And so, in closing, I just want to say there are studies that have been done on this, and I believe that we're at a very critical state where many of our students are not finishing, they're dropping out, and this is something that I believe could be made very, very interesting. I believe it could be, it could boost the curriculum and make it more exciting. And it also could raise the self-esteem of some of our Black students, as well as all the other students, because Black history is American history. And all the students don't need to be slighted on any part of American history. So we need to know that. And I believe what I'm fighting for here, and what I want, is I really would like you to vote on it, the school board to vote on this. I did bring it. They almost voted on it and didn't vote on it before. But I'd like for you to vote on it to make it a requirement in CCS so that all of our students will be well-rounded and fully educated. Thank you.
Thank you, Ms. Coleman. All right, now we have Mr. Keith Neal, topic erase, resurrect, and restore. Board action, listen to wisdom. Good evening, sir.
Greetings to all. Former executive director of the J. Ashburn Youth Center for 38 years. I served the Hilltop community. I know the history of all the elders because I studied under the elders. Erase means that you eliminate. Over the past 5 decades, I have seen the elimination of African American history in the schools. Miss Formby, Central High School, 1972, challenged me. And I got an F on my first report because I thought that I was supposed to be given the grade. And she spurred my interest till this very moment to be the very best I could be as far as teaching and learning the history of our people. The impact of desegregation from the 1970s to 2000. People don't realize the Brown versus Board of Education. Black folks lost 38,000 jobs in the South and surrounding areas, and those jobs were never recovered. The economic impact on that loss of jobs was substantial. Most of the teachers that we lost had better qualifications than their white counterparts. And to this day, as I said, there has been no remedy to resurrect and repair those jobs that we lost. A growing body of research has found that Black students benefit most from having a Black teacher, both academically and socially. Black students are more likely to both graduate from high school and enroll in college when they have just one Black teacher in elementary school. These are proven facts. Also, Black students are not likely to be expelled, and are more likely to be directed to gifted educational programs. These are the importance of having Black teachers. Now, I, for myself, have taught Black history at the J. Ashburn Youth Center through my efforts. The young folks in the Hilltop community, they have empowerment. Empowerment is the most important thing that we're talking about. When you empower people, especially African American people, you have a generation of young people on the Hilltop, I know for sure, and I'm around the city, that make you proud of being successful at all the things that they partake in. So with only 1% teachers, Black teachers teaching in predominantly white schools, we have 70% of Black teachers teach in high poverty rate schools. So my main concern is I know what Black history did for me and for the young folk at J. Ashburn Youth Center in the city of Columbus. And I think that without a doubt, we need more Black teachers, and we need to resurrect those 38,000 that lost their jobs and resurrect a new group of people that empower our people. So thank you for listening, and I hope that we can hire more Blacks because it's paramount to the survival of our people. When you eliminate a people's history, my history has taught me you have a mindset to eliminate those people.
Thank you. Now we have Jesse Jackson, topic hiring and retaining more Black educators. Board action, create a strategic plan to promote, to hire and retain more Black educators. Good evening, Mr. Jackson.
Good evening to the board, ladies and gentlemen, audience. Good evening. I'm here. Well, let me introduce myself. Jesse Jackson, the Jesse Jackson. I have been retired from the Columbus Public Schools for 18 years now, but I served 20 years in elementary, middle, high school staff development. So I check all the boxes. So recently had two concerns that I wanted to come forward and share. The first being that of recruiting and retaining Black educators in this district. And the second being Black Studies curriculum. Now, after reading your goals and your guidelines or your guardrails, I found that the first topic of your guardrails was really interesting. Number 4, guardrail number 4, which says a culturally responsive staff. So that's something that you want to do, that you speak on doing. And you know, many studies show that Black students with Black teachers somewhere in their career are 1, less likely to be suspended and expelled, 2, are more likely to have a higher attendance rate, 3, are likely to have higher grades and test scores, 4, less likely to drop out of school, and 5, more likely to go to college. That's just having 1 Black educator in their life. A new study published recently in a peer-reviewed journal, it's called the Early Education and Development, found that children taught by teachers of the same race develop better learning and problem-solving skills by the time they turn 7 years old. Now, this study impacts all children, but Black and Latino children hits the most. It has been proven that having Black educators in classrooms help to destroy stereotypes and racist beliefs of all children. With this school district containing more than 50% of Black children and only having 18% of Black educators and less than 2% being Black males, you know, this board has got to believe that those statistics and findings help to, you know, should help you to decide to prioritize some type of strategic plan to recruit these educators that we need. To make an impact on this deficiency, we'll have to be creative. And I say we because not only the school district, but also the city of Columbus and the community are here to help. It's going to take more than just the school board, we know that. But you're going to have to bring some people in to help. There are a lot of great retired educators who'll be willing to go out and help recruit Black teachers, especially those at the HBCUs, because that's where the future Black educators are. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Jackson. Next, we have Al Young. Topic, where we have been and where we are going. Board action, listen to me and I will tell my story. Good evening, Mr. Young.
Hi, I'm really proud to see you, man. I was here at Lyndon McKinley when we had the Lyndon McKinley shutdown. Didn't see a face like that. We didn't see Black administrators. We had 11 teachers, and we only had 1 Black administrator. Lyndon McKinley graduated in 1971 more scholars than any school in the Columbus Public Schools. Look it up, Tom Brown. We had Dr. Gene Harris. We had Dr. Valora Washington. We had a lot of doctors that graduated in 1971. I'm not a doctor, but I graduated, and I have a degree, and I'm a licensed social worker. From seeing people like that made me go to college. Lyndon McKinley, right here, 1971, flyers came over, a white student threw flyers over. And Lyndon McKinley was shut down. We had over 500 some students, okay? And the reason why, because we didn't have enough Black administrators. We didn't have enough Black history. During that period, it was like Black Power, the hippie era, kids were coming out. We was coming out and we were taught to be smart. So moving forward, I hope you understand when you see people that look like you, because Lyndon McKinley went through a whole lot in 1971. Have any of y'all seen the documentary? Lyndon McKinley, 1971. How do you body slam a principal, a vice principal, with a badge on him? They body slam our principal, vice principal, Tom Brown. Okay, I was hit in the head with a billy club. Okay, and they said that we wasn't going to graduate. I have a friend back here, two guys that went through this in 1971. I think what we need to look at is more faces, whether it's females of color or males of color. Because once I went to a black college, I understood what it was being black. Lyndon McKinley, Limbaugh, we had all white teachers. But once I got somebody to look like me, I appreciated my education. You have to read a book. It's called Bucks, Coon, and Mulattoes. I didn't want to be a buck, and I didn't want to be a coon. For 36 years, I was director of the largest reentry center in Central Ohio. Men and women that had went to Lyndon McKinley, that had went to federal and state prison. And when they see me, they said, Mr. Young, I wish I had a father like you. So we need more faces like this man here. I don't know him. More faces like him, more faces like you. Because once I seen somebody, I know they know my walk. I've been to every federal prison all over the country. When I seen somebody that looked like me, I understand what real crime is about. So I say to you guys moving forward, we need more faces that look like him, me, and that lady there. So thank you, and I'm glad Lyndon McKinley is still here. It's still here because it was really rough. Look at the documentary, Lyndon McKinley, 1971 shutdown. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Young. All right, next we have Fred Garrett. Topic, misrepresenting the Black children. Board action, stop the racial distribution of books to children. Good evening, Mr. Garrett.
Hello, and greetings to the board, administration, and other concerned people and employees. I'm inspired by everyone that spoke before me. It was about 25 years ago when I first began to speak at these board meetings. In recent years, I've not been coming here. I noticed the faces have changed for the board members and administrators, but the problems facing this district have not changed much. In fact, there's a certain middle school on the east side that had the lowest academic performance in the whole state, even after the new school was built. So, you know, a few years ago, we had a $1 billion building program. Maybe 2 years ago, the teachers were able to get the increases that they want. I've got some newspaper articles here. I'll just go over the headings. One of them from 2003 says, more money won't begin to fix what's wrong with Ohio schools. I agree with that. If you did a 50-year study of the period from 1971 to 2001, that's 50 years, you would find some interesting things. I'm flipping papers here while I'm talking. Yeah, here's one. Here's an article from 1980. In 1971, it's an interesting year, the total enrollment in Columbus schools was over 110,000 students. Today, I think it's about maybe 47,000. I'm not sure. Looks like there's been a lot of white flight from this district. And if we're talking school district that has enrollment has declined. Okay, here we go. There's been a 63, if those numbers are correct, and I believe they are, there's been a 63,000 decrease in enrollment over the last 50 years in a city that has a 364,000 increase in population. If the enrollment of the schools had increased like the city, you'd be having 184,000 enrollment instead of 40-some thousand, which I think you have now. This article here in front of me is a report gives city schools an F. It's from 2018. It compares 19 school districts. Columbus is at the bottom of the 19 with a overall grade of F. There's another article that compares 40-something districts. Anyway, books, they stopped allowing students to have the books, and this happened at the black schools, not so much at the white schools. Find out who did that and make sure they don't do it again. Discrimination in textbooks. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Garrett. Now we will hear from David Saunders. Topic, Agriculture Education Program. Board action, reconsider and continue with the education program at Lyndon McKinley. Good evening, Mr. Saunders.
Good evening. Before I start, could my FFA president hand you some letters and
Definitely.
Thank you. All right. Good evening. My name is Davis Sodders, and I am one of 2 agriculture educators here at Lyndon McKinley STEM Academy. Throughout the 3 years I have helped build this program, I have shared many fond memories alongside students. I was shocked and surprised to hear from the administration that they have made a decision to remove the only non-career center agriculture program within the district. To give some background on what we do here at Lyndon, we operate 7 garden plots in the neighborhood, 4 greenhouses, and a few dozen vertical grow towers. This is all in an effort to educate students on where their food comes from and how they can bring this into their backyards and communities. Over the past 2 years, we have grown and donated over 14,000 pounds of food for the local food bank. This is an incredible feat and something that our students take pride in doing. What else does the Ag Pathway do for Lyndon? We currently offer 6 different credentials and certifications that students use for graduation and careers beyond. Last week, I had a student who recently graduated reach out to me and ask me for a copy of their forklift certification. This student was someone that would always ask why. Why do we have to do these certifications? Sorry, lost my spot. I am never going to have a job where I need to drive a forklift. Here we are, less than a year after graduation, where this student is getting a promotion at work because he is already forklift certified. Our goal truly is to prepare these students for life. What does the Ag program do for students? If you are not already aware, the Ag program has a student organization attached to it called FFA. FFA is one of the largest student-run organizations in the country with a focus on developing leadership and growth. Many of you have already met some of our amazing officer team proudly wearing their blue jackets. I believe that a picture speaks 1,000 words, so I've created a lookbook of experiences that our students have had the pleasure of being a part of, and that's what John Dale has handed you. Throughout this lookbook, you will see a student research project, leadership workshops, mock interview competitions, trips to conventions, hands-on learning, and priceless memories of FFA camp. I want you to ask yourself, what program could replace us that produces this much hands-on learning and adventure? Please look this over and read the letters of support from the students and the community members to see that this program means a lot to these kids. Realize that the removal of this program means that those pictures will no longer continue to exist, and the opportunities will no longer be available to those in the Lyndon community that we serve. In conclusion, what I'm asking from the board is to reconsider the decision to remove the agricultural education program here at Lyndon. Thank you for your time.
Thank you, Mr. Saunders. And now we will hear from Eric Valentine. Topic, Agriculture Education Program. Board action, reconsider, continue, and expand to other high schools. Good evening, Mr. Valentine.
Good evening. To the Board of Education, Dr. Chapman, and the fellow administrative staff, thank you for the time allowed this evening for members from the community, the Ohio State University, students, and alumni to address the board tonight in support of the agriculture pathway, not only here at Linden McKinley, but across the district. As you are aware, Linden McKinley plans to replace the agriculture pathway with 2 additional business teachers. However, the numbers don't lie. Since 2018, the building has supported both business teachers and the agriculture pathway. Both provide industry credentialing. However, according to building business teachers' statements, only 7 industry credentials have been issued in business since 2018. In a conversation with Columbus City Schools Career Tech Office last week, the statement was made that no business industry credentials were issued to students. The agriculture pathway supports CPR, first aid, AED, forklift, aerial lift, NCCER core, OSHA 10, pesticide applicator, and the new plan FAA, Jerome Port 107 industry credentialing. Since 2018, hundreds of students have successfully completed these credentials, which have led to countless jobs placements. As you have seen and heard this evening, there are a massive amount of support from the community and supporters in the Columbus City to not only reverse the planned closing of the program here at Linden McKinley, but to increase the agriculture pathway opportunities across the district. By reversing the current plan to close Linden McKinley Agriculture Pathway and expanding opportunities across the district, not only would you be providing a community want, but you would be providing an essential community need. From the first year of the Agriculture Pathway, Linden McKinley has seen its graduations increase to a new high, with just a few students not graduating. This continued through COVID until the change of building leadership that did not fully understand the pathway to graduation and the important role the agriculture pathway played in getting students across the state to graduation. The agriculture pathway plays a pivotal role with graduation, the community, and preparing students for success for the 21st century. If students want to go to college or go into the industry, the agriculture pathway will get them there. In closing, over 11,000 pounds of produce for the local food pantry, hundreds of industry credentials, students that have entered both the workforce and attended or have completed college for the agriculture pathway, hundreds of community hands-on engagement led by both students and instructors, and the fact that 1 in 7 Ohio jobs are a reflection of the agriculture industry in the state, I ask that you take a hard look at what you have seen and heard here tonight and consider stopping the plan to close the agriculture program at Linden McKinley, or at least place a 1-year hold on the plan and allow for further dialogue for all stakeholders in order to make an informed decision. It is time to step up, step out, rise above, while breaking the chains that are holding the Columbus City Schools agriculture pathway from reaching its full potential of success for all stakeholders of the wonderful Columbus City Schools and the city of Columbus. Thank you for your time.
Thank you, Mr. Valentine. Now we will hear from Ebony Faddis. I hope I said that correctly. Ebony Faddis. Topic is student and teacher advocacy, board action to see Linden McKinley. Good evening, Ms. Faddis.
I'm Ebony Faddis, proud servant leader of the Linden community as a North Linden Area Commissioner and humble servant of 2 nonprofit organizations who serve this community. Most importantly, I am an alumni parent. I stand here to proudly advocate for the student, staff, and administrators in this building because they have become family. I was fortunate to not only send my son here to learn, but I served this school as a family ambassador for the 2021-22 and part of the 22-23 school years. I was fortunate to partner with the change agents within this building to not only ensure the success of my student, but to ensure the success of all the young minds that gather here. I had never before seen, not since my time at Columbus East High from 1996 to 2000. So many people who just want our kids to learn in a safe communal environment. Unfortunately, during my tenure here, I was also made privy to the lack of support, resources, and advocacy the teachers in this building receive. This building, mistakenly known throughout our city as a place where poorly behaved students reside, as opposed to the truth that this is a place where the students and staff are resilient, where students may walk in believing they can't, but after encountering a staff member who truly cares, becomes one who believes they can. The place where students are denied persistent support and emotional and behavior management despite being directly affected by a global pandemic, alongside a host of other barriers, are still supported by administrators and teachers who continually pour from cups that may be running low to empty, but are nevertheless dedicated to showing up and showing up well. Respectfully, the leadership within this district has failed to ensure the people who wear the white hats are supported and have necessary tools to do their jobs efficiently. Lacking in social emotional learning resources, guidance counselors, insufficient security staff, I could go on. We are all charged with advocating for our children within this city and this district, despite the shortcomings of their community. When our time has come to an end, can we say we are proud of the work that we did? Not in the spaces where the work was easy or where we were best received, but in the spaces where young hearts and minds oftentimes need extra support, and the right people in the right spaces like yourselves who aren't too afraid or too preoccupied with their own accomplishments to notice. The children are drowning. My questions: where are the highly trained social emotional learning staff persons in this building willing to partner and support our students and staff members as the need should arise? With much respect to the current safety and security staff, where is the sufficient safety and security staff to ensure our children and our staff are protected? Previously, I mentioned my own child walked these halls. His name is Malachi. He graduated Linda McKinley class of 22 with honors and a full scholarship to college. He benefited from the brotherhood and the camaraderie found within the boys' varsity basketball team, who went on to win the district championship. They received no trophies. They received no banner. The gym is empty. As the 2023-24 basketball team prepares to win districts, I am here to assure you there is plenty good that comes from Linda McKinley because I raised one. Thank you for your ear. Thank you for your time. Thank you for sitting in the right seat at the right time, charged to do the right thing for the betterment of our youth. Have a good evening.
Thank you, Ms. Faddis. So that does conclude our public comment. Thank you all. We will move into our board matters. Item 5.1, a resolution to join as a member of Fair School Funding Plan. Board Member Cole.
Thank you, Madam President. I motion that we accept this resolution to join as a member of the Fair School Funding Plan Incorporated and to authorize payment of dues to the Fair School Funding Plan Incorporated. Whereas the Fair School Funding Plan was created by a work group consisting of Ohio Public School superintendents and treasurers to provide fair, transparent, and needs-based K-12 public school funding in Ohio. And whereas the Fair School Funding Plan has been adopted by the Ohio General Assembly and incorporated in the fiscal year 2022, 2023, and fiscal year 2024, 2025 state budgets, and is bringing clarity, objectivity, and fairness to Ohio's public school funding formula. And whereas the Fair School Funding Plan Work Group has established a not-for-profit corporation to continue to advocate for the full implementation of the plan and to continually monitor, analyze, and assess the effectiveness of its provisions to ensure that evolving needs of Ohio school age population continue to be met and that Ohio students, schools, and taxpayers will continue to be treated fairly. And whereas the Columbus Board of Education previously has expressed its support for the Fair School Funding Plan via resolutions adopted at November 17, 2020, June 15, 2021, and March 21st, 2023 meetings. Now therefore be it resolved that the Columbus Board of Education hereby declares its continued support for the Fair School Funding Plan and authorizes the payment of an amount not to exceed $13,500, become a member of the Fair School Funding Plan Incorporated for calendar year 2024, and be it further resolved that the Board of Education, that the Board directs the Superintendent and Treasurer to take actions necessary to effectuate this resolution. Madam President, motion to approve.
Is there a second? Second. Any discussion? Please call the roll.
Mr. Cole?
Yes.
Ms. Ingles?
As an employee of the House, I have to abstain.
Vice President Dr. Pierce?
Yes.
Ms. Reyes?
Yes.
Mr. Simmons?
Yes.
President Vera?
Yes.
Ms. Adair?
Yes.
Motion carries.
Thank you. Moving on to our internal auditor, interim internal auditor. Good evening, Mr. O'Connor. How are you, sir?
Good. How are you
Okay.
doing, Ms.
Good.
President Vera?
Good. I believe you don't have a report, but is there anything you'd like to share or highlight?
Nope, I'm good, thank you.
All right, thank you. Moving over to interim treasurer Vanover. Good evening.
Good evening.
Good evening. I know you don't have a report, but is there anything you'd like to share, highlight?
No, not tonight, thank you.
All right, thank you. All right, colleagues, we're going to move on to our consent agenda. Approval of items 9.1 to 24.4. Our consent agenda, see, are there any items a member would like to have removed and voted on individually for the consent agenda? Okay. Discussion? Please call the roll.
I move to approve the consent agenda. I'll second.
Thank you. Please call the roll.
Ms. Ingles?
Yes.
Vice President Dr. Pierce?
Yes.
Ms. Reyes?
Yes.
Mr. Simmons?
Yes.
President Vera?
Yes.
Ms. Adair?
Yes.
Mr. Cole?
Yes.
Motion carried.
Great. And we do have a second voting on our consent agenda, which is items 26.1 to 26.265. Are there any items that a board member would like to remove for separate vote or consideration? Nope. Is there a motion?
I'll make the motion.
A second.
Discussion? Please call the roll.
Vice President Dr. Pierce?
Yes.
Ms. Reyes?
Yes.
Mr. Simmons?
Yes.
President Vera?
Yes.
Ms. Adair?
Yes.
Mr. Cole?
Yes.
Ms. Ingles?
Yes.
Motion carries.
Thank you. Now we will move, Dr. Pierce has our motion. Let me make sure. Have anything else? Ready? Yep, that's it. So we now will move into our executive session, and Vice President Pierce has the motion.
Thank you so much. It is recommended that the Board of Education recess into executive session per section 121.22G1 Ohio Revised Code to consider the appointment, employment, or compensation of public employees, and per section 121.22 and section G3 Ohio Revised Code to confer with an attorney for the public body concerning disputes involving the public body that are subject to pending or imminent court action, and per section 121.22.
That is a motion. Is there a second?
Second.
Please call the roll.
Ms. Reyes?
Yes.
Mr. Simmons?
Yes.
President Vera?
Yes.
Ms. Adair?
Yes.
Mr. Cole?
Yes.
Ms. Ingles?
Yes.
Vice President Dr. Pierce?
Yes.
Motion carries.
Thank you. So at this time, we will move into an executive session. Thank you, Panthers. Thank you, community, for being here with us tonight. When we return, we will not be televised. So have a good evening, and thank you again.